A wonderful good morning from Florianópolis airport. I am here to fly on Latam's A320 to São Paulo. It's really empty here, seriously. I don't know if you can see that, but there's like nobody here. When I arrived like a couple of weeks ago, there were like a lot of people. And today I just went by to see how many flights were departing and like on the screen where my flight was departing. And there were only like 2 flights arriving and 2 flights departing. I don't know if the screen showed all the flights today, but there was only like a flight at I think like 8:40 or so, and then my flight at 9:15. Okay, so change of plans. So I was supposed to fly to São Paulo Guarulhos, but somehow they changed the flight to the other airport of São Paulo, to Congonhas, I think it's called. There's going to be bus transfer or something like that. So fortunately, I don't have another flight today. So I'm staying in São Paulo for a night, and then tomorrow I'm flying to Paris on Air France. But yeah, that's the situation. I'm flying to a different airport, which is like more in the center of the city. So yeah, let's see how it goes, and maybe there are going to be a few more surprises. Hopefully not, but I've got time today. So I just went through security. And thank you. Next attempt. Okay, so I just went through security, and the woman who worked at security asked if she could have a look into my bag, and I said, yeah, sure, why not? And then I remembered there's a water bottle in there. So I told her there's a water bottle in there, and she took it out, checked it a little, looked at the water, and just put it back. So apparently you can take water onto the airplane in your hand luggage, which you could never do in Europe. And it was like almost a liter in there. I think like 600, 700 milliliters are in this bottle. It's a glass bottle, so I don't know if that made a difference. But yeah, so apparently in Brazil, it's not a problem to take liquids onto an airplane. I didn't know that. Yeah, and as you can see here, right, it's April 11th, I think, and everything's closed here. Like you can see that it's like 9 a.m. and everything's closed because of the virus. And there's always those announcements that are saying keep 2 meters of distance and wash your hands frequently. Yeah, of course I'm doing all of it.
Esta é a última chamada do voo.
pocket. Mine has a hole in it, but this one doesn't, so I think it's not normal to have a hole there. One thing that I did notice is the power outlets, which actually do work to my surprise. The seat recline, well, pretty standard as well. Nothing special, but really appreciate it. Yeah, and nice view. Okay, so I forgot to ask the lady at the baggage drop at Florianópolis if I have to claim a baggage here in Congonhas, because as I told you, the flight was changed and I'm in Congonhas and not in Guarulhos. And yeah, so I wasn't sure if I have to claim my bag, and I was a little insecure because there was no one here except the other passengers who I had to ask, who I could ask. But now there was an announcement, and yes, I do have to get my bag, which is good because then I have my bag and I don't need to worry about it not being transferred to the bus on which we're going to Guarulhos. So yeah, I'm gonna get my bag now and then head to the bus. Okay, so yeah, got my bag, found the bus, I think, it says Latam. Yeah, I see the people that were on the plane with me.
2 hours later.
Okay, so I'm in my hotel now. The bus was supposed to leave at like 11, but it didn't. Me and like the whole plane from Florianópolis, we waited for the bus because everyone has booked a ticket to Guarulhos, but the flight was changed to Congonhas, which is the other airport in São Paulo. And yeah, so there should have been the bus transfer, but yeah, the bus was just standing there. But we had no driver, and then some staff came around at some point saying, yeah, we don't have a driver, we don't know when the bus is going to leave, probably around noon or so. So yeah, nobody really knew what was going on. I talked to a guy and he said, yeah, well, I mean, my flight leaves in the evening, and I mean, I still got some time, but there's people here that have connecting flights from Guarulhos this noon or this afternoon, and they really need to get there really fast. So yeah, we waited there, and nobody really knew what was going on. So yeah, I called an Uber, and they drove me directly to my hotel here, which is the Hampton by Hilton at Guarulhos Airport. So yeah, what do I think of Latam? I like them, to be honest. It was nothing special, really need to say that it was nothing special. The interior of the plane was the standard A320, which you have in every A320 that flies around Europe. I don't know what it is like here in South America. What did surprise me though was that they had power outlets, which actually worked. Yeah, to my surprise, they actually worked. Unfortunately, there was no board service, which I did have on the flight to Florianópolis with a different airline, with Azul. I mean, it's not a big thing, it was a 50-minute flight. But yeah, there are not many things that make a good or bad airline on a 50-minute flight, and that's one of those things that do. So in my opinion, that's a negative point. One thing I did like about Latam was they did everything in Portuguese and English. So if you don't speak Portuguese, it's really great, because it's really not normal in Brazil to have people speaking in English to you. So if you don't speak Portuguese, I really recommend you taking Latam to your destination, because the other airline I flew, Azul, they did only everything in Portuguese. Like the safety video had English subtitles, but that's all. And if I didn't speak Portuguese, I would have been really lost. Another thing, there was Wi-Fi available on board. For some reason my phone didn't connect, so I can't tell you anything about it. But yeah, just so you know, your phone might connect. I don't know why mine didn't. So yeah, there is Wi-Fi. Sorry, I can't tell you anything about it. All in all, really good flight. Of course, nothing special, but really not bad. It was a little unexpected, of course, that we flew to Congonhas instead of Guarulhos. But yeah, it was not a big problem. I mean, there was a bus transfer, which I didn't use, but you could use. If the bus is late when you travel and you really need to get to the other airport, just call an Uber. I paid I think like 70 reais, which is maybe like $15 US, I'm not sure. But somewhere around there. And yeah, apart from that, it was all as expected. The cabin was clean, the crew was really nice. Unfortunately, no service, but they did have power outlets, and yeah, and they did speak English. That was probably the most important point for me.